Your pal Issa is planning to release some legislation next week that would give legal status for 6 years to undocumented immigrants in the United States. Simply put, why would this be a good move for the American middle class already struggling so desperately for better wages and job opportunities?
I have not seen that piece of legislation. I saw the article. It said he was going to unveil that. I haven't seen it. I think most people recognize we've got to fix legal immigration. It doesn't work in this country.
Right.
No
I don't
cliches.
know that. No cliches. We have a cliche-free zone today on the program, okay? I don't want to hear the system is broken. I don't want to hear that we have to fix the problem. I want one simple question and answer really here today, because all the congressmen have come on who've been good enough to come on over the last several weeks. We've had dozens. The question of conference. Do you think that the Republicans, giving everything we've seen with the way the Democrats operated in the Senate and with the way they're operating on Obamacare, do you think Republicans in the House should conference on the issue of immigration with the U.S. Senate?
I have no trust in President Obama. I have no trust in the United States Senate.
Yes or no?
I will not. I do not believe we should go to conference until we can have a clear understanding and a direction from the speaker as to what he will do and what he won't do.
Okay, so you're opening a window, just a crack, for going to conference because you want direction from the speaker. Again, this is pretty simple, right? Pelosi laid it out 3 weeks ago that they are hell-bent on a path to citizenship for the millions of people who are here illegally, and her framework is essentially the Senate framework with Gutierrez, and I know your friend Paul Ryan's been kind of moving around with the Facebook folks, and they're all flying in next week. On the issue of immigration, given what we've seen on Obamacare and what we've seen with the end run of the law to enforce this border by this president, do you think on the issue in this Congress we should move forward in Congress and in conference?
But we have passed out of committee 5 bills that I really like. I think are very good. And I think if we went through them line by line with you, I think you would like them.
Not with this Congress. No. Actually, you absolutely are wrong on this. I believe what Steve Stockman said, that this is a Trojan horse. This piece-by-piece approach is a Trojan horse to just connect. It's all, in the end, it all gets connected together with the imprimatur of Chuck Schumer and Dick Durbin and La Raza, and suddenly, piece by piece, we have comprehensive immigration reform, which cannot really be enforced. All these requirements can't be enforced, and the Obama administration has absolutely no interest in enforcing. And they don't do it now. Why would they do it 2 months from now?
Well, you're right. They aren't doing it now. So, look, I reject amnesty. I'm opposed to amnesty. But I give me an opportunity, maybe when we're off the air, to go through these programs, and I think you'd be pleasantly surprised what we have done.
What
you would
program?
really like it. Now, I got to fight for what I think should be the right law. I really do.
What program? Give me one. Give me one or two briefly.
Well, do you think it should be illegal for somebody to be here illegally? Should that be illegal? Yes, it should be. Right now it's not. And so part of the bill that was sponsored by Representative Gowdy, which I signed on to, says that it would. Let me give you another example. It ties in with the IT thing. Remember, we were supposed to have an entry-exit program in this country. We have spent something like $3.5 billion, and we still don't have an entry-exit program in this country.
Look, Congressman, on all of these discrete matters, if you were dealing with people other than Nancy Pelosi, Gutierrez, Schumer, Durbin, Menendez, La Raza, and Obama, then you and I could talk about this again. Okay, check.
But I preface my comments by saying I don't trust them at all, but I got to fight for what I believe should be the right law. Do I believe that we have to have an entry-exit program? Do we have to have major overhaul of the visa program? Absolutely.
So you're where Paul Ryan is. Paul Ryan thinks we're about to have a big labor shortage in the United States. Are you signing on to that viewpoint that has been destroyed?
No, don't. I would not equate all of my personal positions to that of Paul Ryan. Love Paul Ryan, big fan, huge fan.
I'm not a fan on immigration.
We differ on some of these items. We do differ on some of these items.
So you do believe that there should be ultimately a path to voting and citizenship for the millions upon millions of people who are here illegally?
I want people to go through the process legally and lawfully.
Well, they haven't. As you said, they're illegally. But you said
I am not. I said very clearly, I'm opposed to amnesty. I'm not simply going to vote for something that would turn somebody who's here illegally right now and grant them a citizenship. I want them to be able to go through the process in a decent way. I believe in a touchback provision. I think there are millions of people that want to come here legally and lawfully, and we ought to prioritize them. The system is failing them.
Do you think we haven't allowed enough people in the country with 7.2% unemployment? You think we need more people coming into the country than we have today?
Well, we were the most generous group that there is right now. But let me give you an example of something I disagree with. If you're caught here illegally and you're deported, you're not even allowed to get in the line to, it's called the 10-year bar. You're not even allowed to apply to come back legally.
Good.
I think that's wrong, Laura. I really do. I think.
Why is that wrong?
If you get deported.
You just tried to make a big point to me, Laura. Do you believe that people who are here illegally should be in violation of the law? And, okay. Yes. And now you're saying they're in violation of the law.
It's not now.
Right, but you're saying to check that box in your piecemeal approach, that box will be checked. But then you want to give those people a special pathway, just like anyone else who hasn't broken the law.
I didn't say I was going to give them a special pathway.
You don't think there should be a penalty? They should just have to go back home, and they can just come back whenever all the other people come back who didn't violate our laws.
I do think there should be a penalty, but I don't think they should be prohibited from doing it legally and lawfully. I think they should be allowed an opportunity to come in the front door the right way. It's a long line. I'm not giving them preferential treatment. They're not getting ahead of somebody else. But I do think we put all the incentives in the wrong place when we say, now we've deported you, you can't even apply to come back. Because guess what? We know that the border is so porous that there's something like a 98% probability that you can sneak back across illegally. I want them to get the idea that the punishment was severe, but now you got to get in line legally and lawfully. Right now, they're not even allowed to do that.
Well, another simple question, and this will close out this topic. How do you propose that under some comprehensive plan, let's say we could check all these boxes, and let's say you could trust the administration on requiring English and a penalty, and you had to have been here by December 2011 or something, whatever it is, December 2011. Let's say all that could happen. How is that going to help the American middle class, the ones who have wages that have been flatlining since really 2000?
I don't buy the very premise of your question. I don't trust the administration. I preface my whole comments by saying that. They've given us no reason to trust. Just enforce the current law, for goodness sake. This country would be much better off. Number two, I don't believe in a quote-unquote comprehensive. To me, that's become code word for amnesty.
But they said that's all they'll do. The Democrat. This is why I think. Just back to go back to the bookend of this, to bookend this topic. The reason I stay on the conference issue, and the reason Steve Stockman is just hot on this no conference, is because Menendez, Schumer, Durbin, and Pelosi said they will accept nothing that does not include a path to citizenship. Schumer said that specifically and directly several times. So they've already stated there, this is a point of no return for us. So why waste another minute? You guys should just do all the great work you're already doing on Obamacare, hammer these liberal policies, offer your own, and you guys will see a reawakening of conservatism in the middle class like you've never seen before. You have such great opportunities. Don't waste another second on this immigration as long as you have these people in office. That's my point. I'm not coming to beat you up. I'm just saying you guys have enormous possibility. And don't muck it up with this immigration thing, because then you'll just lose all the headway you've already made.
I hear you. Thanks, Laura.